So I know a lot of people have problems with arpeggios. They're pretty tricky on the guitar. And so what I thought I'd do this week is just focus on two positions, a major and a minor position, and just show you how I play it and how I finger it. And the shape that I'm going for this week is based around the C chord, the bar C chord, up on the 7th fret. So this is actually a G major chord. And the arpeggio that I play around here is this one. Now, the fingering of this, let me just run through this. So, first two notes are pretty straightforward, 7th fret on the 6th string and 10th fret, so that's index finger and little finger. The next note, I actually prefer to flatten my little finger and roll it across. So now my little finger is playing the 10th fret on the A string, but it's also deadening the 6th string, as you can see just there. So I'm using the little finger both to fret on the 5th string and also to muffle the 6th string. Next note's relatively straightforward, it's just 3rd finger on the 9th fret of the D string, and then 7th fret on the G string. Now I've seen a couple of different ways of playing this upper half of the arpeggio. Some people like to lift their index finger, but I find this can get a little bit cumbersome, and my preference is to actually roll my index finger again, because I find this gives an economy of movement that I just don't have when I'm lifting my index finger. If I play the minor shape, it's very similar to the major shape. It's got a B flat in to start with, so I'm going to play G minor. So starting on the 6th fret of the E string, and there's a bit of stretch to the 10th fret, and then I flatten my little finger just like before, roll it across. Then I'm playing the B flat on the 8th fret of the D string with my 2nd finger this time. First finger plays the 7th fret on the G string. Now what I'm doing here is actually I'm setting my index finger up for the E string. So again, some people like to lift their index finger, but what I prefer to do is to flatten it. So I'm doing a diagonal bar. So my index finger is playing both the 7th fret on the G string and the 6th fret on the E string, and my 3rd finger picks up the 8th fret of the B string. And that's how I play the minor arpeggio. Now when I practice these, what I do is I'll play all the way across. And the other thing I like to do is to ascend and descend in groups of 4. And you find when you're descending, certainly when you're descending in groups of 4, flattening that index finger makes all the difference. Especially when you're going from that D note jet there on the G string, flattening back to hit the B. So that's it. The real secret to learning these things is to find a fingering that works for you and then just drill it. There's no real shortcut to this, but as I say, if you can find that fingering that really does work for you and just stick with it and take it as far as you can, that's really how you're going to learn these kinds of shapes. So hopefully that was useful for you. Maybe next week I'll move on to the bar A chords and the arpeggios around that. And so we'll speak next time. See you later.